Now that is a theatrical experience. Avatar: The Way of Water is a sequel to James Cameron's 2009 film Avatar. This is probably one of the most anticipated movies of 2022, so let's talk about it. So starting off with the positives, no surprise whatsoever is the visual effects are phenomenal in this movie, and that is a huge testament, and I believe, to the dedication and care that went into the crafting of this film. The filmmakers had to modify the 3D technology that they had in order to shoot underwater. In an interview with James Cameron, he explained the reasoning for this was because of the different ways the human body interacts with water, and even in small details such as hair movement, and have the actors actually do what they were portraying in the film. And of course, this required a lot of training for these actors. They received lessons for about a year from professional divers and were taught to hold their breaths from 5 to 7 minutes, with Kate Winslet breaking Tom Cruise's record of holding breath underwater for a film with a time of 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And if you're like me and you didn't really understand what made Avatar so special in terms of its technology that it used, Studio Binder did a great video on that, and I'll put it up here in the links and also in the description below. The next positive that I have is what I would say is the film's confidence. This movie has been in production since 2017. That's 5 years. And to put that in perspective, Avatar: The Way of Water's production lasted 10 times as long as the production of Avengers Endgame, a movie of similar length and runtime. And I appreciate the fact that it just shows their confidence in their work and what they're doing. They did not rush it out as quickly as they could. They took their time, and in my opinion, they did it right. And also with its 3D technology, the film in no way uses it as a cheap gimmick. There's no pointing it in the camera. It's used in very small details like water droplets or smoke or fire embers. Small things that really put you into that experience rather than using a cheap gimmick of constantly putting stuff in the lens of the camera and breaking your experience with it. I also felt that the story is just a huge improvement overall, as well as the characters. I was completely entertained in all dynamics within Jake Sully's family. And while talking about Jake Sully, I really enjoyed his character and how the filmmakers expanded on his characteristics, with his military background really affecting how he is as a leader and how he is as a father towards his children. Rather than giving him new character traits and new characteristics, I felt that it was very smart to stick with what he was in the first film and branch off from that instead of inserting new things. Now moving on to the mixed aspects. First one that I have is the character of Spider.
Spider? Yes. The spider.
I feel that his character was very essential to the plot of the film. However, there's some connections that he has to other characters in the film. It just pushed my believability of it a little bit and kind of drew me out of it in some way. The other mixed aspect that I have is the runtime. The biggest talking point when this film was coming closer to its release date was the over 3-hour runtime that came with it. I'm a person who enjoys long movies. My favorite movie of all time is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, a movie that's similar to runtime to this and the first Avatar. However, I feel like the middle section drags along too much. I understand why it's there and why we stay in that area of the story a lot, is so the characters can learn and grow in this new area, in this new region that they're in. However, I just felt like it slowed the pace down. And the reason why this is a mixed aspect is because all the other moments in the film are quick and fast, and you don't really feel the runtime all that much. It's just in that middle section that you start to feel it. Lastly, there's the negatives, and for this I only have one. And that's that some of the themes of this movie are overstated. Themes of being different or an outcast.
Outcast. That's all they see.
It was way too on the nose, really. And it got a little bit annoying every single time, which the other themes of the movie are less bold and in your face, such as family and sticking together. And those themes work very well because they're challenged and done a lot more subtly. But this one theme of just being different was so overdone to the point that it was annoying, which is why it's in my negatives. So overall, 13 years later, is this movie worth it? My answer is absolutely. However, I'm not going to get on the hype train and say that this is the greatest movie of all time, that's going to change your life or anything like that. For me, this was the most immersive theater experience that I ever had. I thought it was very good, very well executed, and it has its flaws, no doubt. Probably a lot more than I've mentioned. So really it all just depends on your attitude going in, as with anything. If you're going in to hate it, then you're probably going to walk out disappointed. If you're going in to have a good time and just escape for 3 hours, and I feel like you'll do just that and you'll have a good enough time with it. But overall, I thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this film and what your experience was with it. And I hope you continue to enjoy the holidays, and God bless.